Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com here at the THSCA Coaching School and Convention, here with the head coach of the Wichita Falls Coyotes, Coach Grant Freeman. And I understand that you made a terrible, terrible error in your opening press conference.
Yeah, I'm from out in West Texas, so we call it Coyotes. Just that's kind of what I've grown up with and things like that. So obviously, when you take over, you see the name, and it's definitely not Coyotes. It's the Coyotes, and I got reminded of that.
Well, and that's the thing, is that naturally your default is going to be Coyotes.
Exactly.
That's what the word is. But we in Texas have co-opted that word into made it our own. So it was a bit of a bear trap you stepped into.
Well, and by no fault of my own, I just pled ignorance and moved on, and it was one time, but I'm still reminded of it every now and then around town.
They blow you up in the Times record.
Yeah, every now and then.
The carpetbagger Freeman ruins the mascot.
Exactly. The pronunciation, your Angelo State degree there is not real high, so you always got to kind of roll that in.
Yeah, exactly. You got to figure it out. So, a year under your belt there at Wichita at Old High. This is a proud program, fallen on some hard times. 2-8 last year, obviously not what you were looking for. I'm really interested. What do you know about the job now that maybe you didn't know if we were talking last year?
Here's the thing. I think one of the things whenever you go in to turn a program around, I think you have to kind of to hang your hat on a few key things and then build from those. And one of the things that you try to do when you walk in is, man, you want to fix everything so fast, and you want to fix, just everything that pops up. And so really one of the things that we went back to is these are the things that we're really going to hang our hat on. And as we came out of this season and moving through our off season, we built off of those things. And instead of trying to fix everything in one day, we came back out and said, you know what, we're really going to hang our hat on these things, and we're going to move forward from that, then progress out of that. And so that's what I learned outside of the first year.
So natural follow-up. What are those things? What is it that when people talk about Old High football under Grant Freeman, what do you want them to be talking about as far as the personality of your team?
For us, it's the 3 E's. That's what we talk about, is our energy. Our energy level is going to be high. Our effort level is going to be high. And we're going to have kids that are very similar to the kids that I came from in Brownwood when I was at Brownwood. They're going to go and they're going to battle you every down, whether we're down 30, up 30, whatever it is. And so we're going to give lots of effort, and we're going to be able to run the ball and stop the run, and we're going to control the line of scrimmage. And so that's kind of what we've decided, through our offseason, through spring. We're not very complex, but we're going to do the little things and do those simple things right.
Wichita Falls is such a unique football ecosystem, right? And it kind of ebbs and flows between who's on top. Right now, obviously, Hershey is having a terrific run. Ryder had a run for a while. Do you and you mentioned you're from West Texas, you're a West Texas boy. Do you feel like you understand the Wichita Falls football ecosystem a little bit better now?
I think after being there for a little while and understanding the climate, you hit it on the head. If you just came in and didn't know anything about it, you're going to be lost within the first 6 weeks. And so I think now that we've got a full year under us with the staff and 2 springs and a season now, I understand it a lot better, but it's a good football. That's what's interesting about it, is it's a great tradition. It's good to see all of those trophies right outside of my office every day. It's good to have Hershey doing well. It's good to have Ryder doing well, and all the surrounding towns that are there. And that only that sets the bar for you to for us at Old High to go forward with.
You don't mean that about Ryder, right?
No, don't mean that at all.
I was going to say that. Yeah, so let's talk about the 2018 Coyotes. You mentioned you want to run the ball and you want to stop the run. Let's start on the defensive side. Up and down defensive side, let's call it, last year. What's got to change? What's got to be the next step that you guys take defensively to get where you guys want to go?
Came out of an odd scheme before I got there into a 4-2 scheme, and so that really just understanding that language and where all of our kids play within that system was really a learning curve for us last year. We feel like we've now got the pieces in place to be able to make some hay there, and that's one of the things that's hard. Everybody talks about you don't really know going even to odd and kids just going there. Well, it's hard as a coaching staff to put pieces in when you don't really know how the kids can react to it. And so we kind of feel like we've got our pieces in the right spots now, and we really want to take a next step of now we can actually do some things out of this defense and be a little more consistent instead of up and down.
Yeah, instead of, kind of not knowing what you're going to get based on maybe some, maybe you're being more proactive as opposed to reactive to what they're doing. Offensively, let's talk about who's gonna be the bell cow. Who's gonna be the guy that if we're talking about, hey, surprising team this year, Wichita Falls, who's the guy that's going to be that breakout guy for you guys?
Really, for us, it's got to be from our quarterback position. A quarterback-driven offense, and that's what most spread offenses are now. But our quarterback, Anthony Vargas, really stepped up about middle of the season. We made a change to him and figured it out pretty well. Was in more of a run, triple option style offense, and now we're going to be a little bit more RPO based and putting some more things on him. And he's a very smart kid, and he's had a great spring, and so we're looking forward to seeing him take those steps in going forward and how that progresses through a season.
We talked about your comfort level in the new job. What about on the other side for the kids? Do you get the vibe around the program that they have a higher comfort level with you now entering a second season?
Yeah, exactly. Whenever you're talking and just even the things that you're saying, the vocabulary to them is new whenever you're changing over from the head coaching spot. They're not real sure what you're even talking about, so you have to explain those things. Now, after a full season, now we're not going through that learning curve of, hey, this is actually what we're talking about. This is what it means. These are the things. Now they understand this is how we do business. This is what he's talking about. Now I can go and perform within that and make some strides there instead of just worrying about, man, I'm not real sure if I'm doing right here or maybe doing wrong or what they're talking about. And so that's going to take a big step for us.
Realignment, of course, has come and gone. There's not much you can do about it.
Exactly.
But realignment has come and gone. I'm interested in your in their District 3 and Division 2 of 5A. I'm interested in your overall opinion of your district draw and what you guys came out with.
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah. That's the district I was in when I was back at San Angelo Lakeview coaching and playing, and so. That travel is nothing for me. We were on the we were on the bus from San Angelo up to Amarillo for 5 hours, and so 3 hours is nothing for me. But I will say this: it puts us with some teams that are a lot more similar to us as far as how they are in their programs and what they're looking for. When we were over in the Metroplex in the Denton area, they just have athletes that we don't have right now, and especially when you're turning a program around. That's tough to go against athletes that are just over your head a little bit. And so we're excited about going out and playing somebody new, playing some new styles, going out to that Lubbock area and the Panhandle area and playing some, Lubbock Cooper and Canyon Round. They're very good programs. Obviously, Abilene Wiley, I have lots of time with Coach Sandifer from my time at Brownwood, and so I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a great district. I think there's going to be some long playoff runs coming out of this district.
I think you're right. I think it's a very kind of deep district, and you guys probably start the year as like spoiler.
Yeah.
But it's also the kind of district where you steal a game and suddenly things get real weird.
Yeah.
And then our magazine goes out the window. I want to bring in our producer Max Thompson here as well. And Max, I want you to chime in on this. You are from San Angelo. You're an Angelo State grad.
Yes.
And I understand you have something you want to say about Francos.
Well, obviously we talk a lot. Matt and I were talking a lot about. He loves Mexican food, and I love Mexican food, and we tend to agree on how much the greatness of Francos Cafe in northern San Angelo. And since I actually went to school there growing up, we actually went to Francos every day for lunch. That was our lunch. It was like our cafeteria. And it's amazing that I'm not bigger than what I am. But yeah, they had a $4 lunch special back when we were in high school, and that you got $4 every day, got you something, whatever the platter for the day is, and a drink. And so that was the only way that was the only meal I ate that day.
You survived. Yeah. Max, do you have thoughts?
Well, this whole thing goes back. It has nothing to do with me, really.
Yeah, but you're the historian of this.
I am the historian of this great feud in this state, going back to when Adam Bodecker, San Angelan, he insists that Franco's is the best.
Okay.
That's fine. Coach Brent Davis, Hidalgo's is where it's at. And as the arbiter in this great feud, I will say go to Hidalgo's, get the Acapulco special, and tell them Coach Davis sent you.
And now I will not disagree that Coach Davis does have very good merit there on that point. However, as that is just one plate on the menu.
Sure.
You cannot go wrong with the Francos.
So you're taking a more holistic approach.
I'm looking from a whole,
I can appreciate that.
large. You know, anytime it's got its own meal named after, like the Francos special is the only, like, you can't get that anywhere else.
Right,
so.
and that's a, you know, he's not a terrorist like Bodecker. This isn't a black and white argument.
Exactly. Yeah.
But what I will say is, have you heard about the latest curveball in this whole argument?
No,
Francos apparently changed ownership like 2 months ago.
Yeah, they did. It's
Are you worried?
Day. A little, and here's the thing: what people don't understand about Francos is a lot of people miss the breakfast, and so this new owner took the breakfast away, and so I'm scared that's going to tip the scales a little bit. So I don't know what we're going to do there.
A thoughtful and important debate here at Texas Football Today at THSCA Coaching Convention. Let's go to the Wheel of Questions. The Dick's Sporting Goods Wheel of Questions for Grant Freeman, the head coach at Wichita Falls.
Very good.
You can spin this wheel.
Do I need to say, "Come on, big money"? Like
you can do whatever you want. Okay. The only question, there's nothing on here that'll get you fired, but you are legally bound to answer whatever it is.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, go for it.
It's really easy. All right, come on, big money.
Grant Freeman spinning the Dick's Sporting Goods Wheel of Questions. DickSportingGoods.com for all your sporting goods needs. Where are we going to land? Oh, right.
Self-scouting.
So did you play football in high school?
Yes.
I want to hear Grant Freeman, the coach, scout Grant Freeman, the football player.
Well, that's a really easy scout because I was one of those, again, I'm 6'5" and really skinny and just like to run away from people. And so it was really easy to scout me. I just lined up as far outside as you can line up and run as fast as I could down the sideline until they just pulled me out. So I was that guy that really knocked the coverage off. I knocked the top off of the coverage.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and that's an important role.
It's great. Nobody wants that role anymore. I don't know why nobody wants that role anymore. And I was an all-state talk. You know, I did that so good.
Yeah.
Now nobody classified that. That wasn't an actual thing.
You were an all-state. I don't want to say threat.
Run-off guy.
Yeah, runoff guy.
Yeah.
You're running off the safety.
Yeah.
Listen, you are – how many balls did you catch your senior year?
Not very many.
Okay. But how many catches were you responsible for?
Oh, everyone.
There you go.
And, you know, we had a guy who has made a good name for himself in coaches. Sterling Gilbert was our quarterback. And so he would always look over at me and try to give me signals of, like, something else to run, like a slant or anything like that. And I just played dumb. I was like, you know, I don't know what you did.
I run straight.
Yeah, he's like giving me stuff like I don't know what that means. I would just, you know, that sounds great.
He's Grant Freeman. He's the original deep threat for Old High.
And Coach, I wasn't fast though either, so I don't know how that works. Like, it's
all right. But you're an important role player. We can't all light up the
Nobody can do that job anymore. Nobody wants to do that job anymore. So
I don't want the ball thrown to me because I'm going to get hit.
Yeah.
But I want to open up the defense for everyone else.
Great, as slowly as possible.
Grant Freeman, appreciate your time.
Appreciate you very much.
Best of luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.